Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2003 Corvette Z06. But first and foremost, a huge shout out, thank you to Harrison Imports for giving me some time with the Z06. Check out their inventory in the link below. Let's get straight into the video. So under the hood of the Corvette Z06 here, we have a naturally aspirated 5.7 liter V8 that goes through a 6-speed manual transmission. Power outputs are 405 horsepower and then 400 pound-feet of torque. And I love the overall aesthetic of the engine here. It says Corvette on it, it says 5.7 liter to flex to everyone how big your engine is. And just, yeah, everything with it looks really cool from a design standpoint. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for the front. And yes, you can see that the pop-up lights are not part of the whole like hood assembly. Now let's go over the front end of the Z06. So yes, we do have the pop-up headlights, and I did obviously pop those up. Notice that it says Z06 on either side, and then they are halogen bulbs. And then look at all the venting here on the front, and then also the turn signal is just down below right there. Got Corvette right there, and then also the Corvette logo just up above. But I mean, overall, definitely not my favorite looking Corvette, but I still dig kind of like the whole pop-up light look. And actually, let's pop those lights down so you guys can see what it looks like. So I'll pop back over here and just shut that off. And then notice those will pop down. Definitely has a much cleaner look with the lights down. You can see right there. And I think this is one of like the last cars to have pop-up lights, because this is a 2003 and most cars at this point kind of gave up on the whole pop-up light fad. But yeah, the Z06 has it. Coming around the side here, we've got two 75mm tires wrapped on 17-inch wheels in the front, and then we've got two 95mm tires wrapped around 18-inch wheels in the back. So completely staggered setup. You've got the full kind of like chrome look with the wheels. Notice you've got the red brake caliper that actually says Corvette on it. You can see that up a little bit closer. Got our Z06 405 horsepower badge so that everyone knows how much power your 5.7 liter V8 is putting out. And then you've got the venting right here, which is kind of like, it looks super similar but like a lot smaller to what you have on like a Viper. And then we've got more venting here on the back portion, actually like this that goes across. But yeah, other than that, here's your full side view, which definitely pretty interesting from a view perspective. And yes, that is a Viper in the background. We will be comparing them, but not in today's video. Now here's the trunk area in the Corvette. So we actually do get these Corvette floor mats, which is definitely a nice touch. And just like all the other Corvettes, you could fit some golf bags and everything in here. And then notice that it goes through to the passenger area, so you actually have a ton of storage space here for a car. So yeah, just really practical overall. And see ya. Now let's finish things up with the rear. So first off, we've got these circular lights, which I feel like look really good with this yellow paint, because you have the red against the yellow, which I think is cool contrast wise. But aside from that, we've got the spoiler here on the back, another Corvette logo, and then even another Corvette logo, because again, everyone needs to know that you have a Corvette. And then you guys are going to love the sound on the exhaust, and this definitely has a nice, meaty, beefy sound overall. But yeah, that is pretty much everything for the rear. Now here's a door panel in the front. So notice that they kind of did soft touch all over the whole door panel itself. And then we've got the handle right here. We've got like your window controls, mirror adjustments, all that kind of practical stuff. And then you got the Corvette logo right here. And then we've got the seats that say Z06 on them. Definitely like the look of these seats. I think they just have a nice aesthetic to them. They're manually adjustable. And then here's the 3-pedal layout just down below. Hood latch release, got the trunk release on the other side. Steering wheel is manually adjustable, and this actually does have a heads-up display, which is pretty cool for 2003, but there's one more look before we pop in. Now here's the steering wheel in the Corvette. So in terms of the feel, definitely a little bit on the heavier side, but it's not too bad whatsoever. Got a light stalk behind it. We've got a windshield wiper stalk on the other side, but notice that pretty much the steering wheel is all blank. Now here's the gauge cluster for the Z06. Notice this one has about 65,000 miles on it. And of course the speed and the RPMs are front and center, because that is the most important part of the car. But yeah, I definitely like the look of the gauge cluster. Obviously it's a little bit more on the old school side, but I feel like it's aged pretty well. And then this actually does have a heads-up display. Hopefully you guys can see that there on the camera. I think that's definitely cool. I mean, I didn't expect that with the car from 2003, but I guess that they were a little bit more futuristic than I remember. Now we've got this radio set up. I'm pretty sure this is aftermarket though. It's a Pioneer radio. Let me know in the comment section below if that is confirmed, but again, I'm pretty sure that's an aftermarket radio. Down from that, this actually does have dual zone climate. The thing I think is funny is the driver is like progressive with the temperature, whereas the passenger, it's just like this dial where it's, I don't know what the word for it is, but it's like less progressive in terms of the climate. Like this, it's like cold to kind of hot, whereas this is like cold or hot. And then notice that there's like no in between really, and then also you have a marker on that dial, and that one you do not. So yeah, pretty interesting. The AC works well though in this car. I can't say that for the Viper though. Now here is the manual transmission. It is a 6-speed manual, super notchy. Definitely love the feel of this shifter. If you guys are wanting for reverse, it's just all the way over and up like that, and that's how you get it into reverse. But yeah, overall definitely feel like the throws are pretty good. In terms of the clutch feel itself, hopefully you guys can kind of see my foot down there, sort of. It's shorter in terms of the throw, and it's not crazy heavy. Pretty easy clutch to work. So yeah, all of that's pretty good. We've got our e-brake right here, and then we have a center console, which you can see decent amount of storage space. And then this actually does have a glove box, which is definitely nice. Grab handle at the top so that when you're driving at, well, 200 miles an hour, your passenger has something to grab onto, and then the passenger seat is just as nice as the driver's seat. And then here's another look at that storage shelf there in the back area. Now up top here, notice that we've got the visors, and then we have the roof. It's like all cloth here at the top, including the visors, which is definitely interesting. And then you guys can see the mirror as well. Definitely pretty nice looking. Looks kind of more like a modern mirror than what I expected to get in a car with this age. And yeah, that's all for the top. Now the last thing that I want to mention here is this car literally shakes from the engine. Like, you guys can hear. I don't know how to, like, maybe if I put the microphone down, you can kind of see that the image is shaking. Like, the car literally shakes, which I've never really experienced a car that shakes quite like this. Definitely gives you kind of more of a visceral feel, which I think is pretty unique. Now let's get some things up for our video on this 2003 Corvette Z06. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to Harrison Imports for giving me some time with the Z06. Check out the inventory and link below. I'll see all of you guys in the next video.